we liked it because we could actually relate to it. I'm from New York, so I definitely loved it. And I liked the concept of it. It was very unique for a game. I've never heard of anything like that. And it had a lot of scientific fact and history on it.
You got a hand in the back? What's up?
And
it's based on a book, right? Novel?
Yes. Funny story about that in 2 minutes.
And there's a movie.
Alright, well actually I'll do it now. Alright, so when I'm not sure you're aware, there's also a Parasite Eve movie.
oh yes,
Oh, yes. That was released in 2001 on DVD. I was a young nerd at the time. My boy Pat,
I don't think
oh
your mic's
man,
working.
Parasite Eve movie. This is gonna be hot. It's Japanese. It's gonna be violent as hell. It's gonna be great. So we go down to Saturday matinee, day release. We reserved that. We went to Taco Bell. Like, oh man, Parasite Eve. This is gonna be great. We sat down, popped that stuff in that PS2. Like,
Live action.
why is it Japan? It's Japanese. That's why it's Japan. That makes sense. Sure is a lot of talking. That's a lot of talking. Well, on the bright side, it's over. You played 30 bucks, it's not me.
What were their leverage?
Man, yeah, so I went over the book and the movie. The movie more so much because, well, that fanciful Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, Sean?
Just to provide a little bit of supplementary info, Parasite Eve was licensed for a U.S. remake by Swept Away Productions, Madonna's production company. She hasn't made the movie yet, but she owns the rights to Parasite Eve.
But
You hear that? I'm dying on the inside. Wow, that's terrifying.
Okay.
So, on to happy news.
Now, I guess the other thing that we should talk about E3, which I'm not sure how many people you're interested in, but hey, it flooded E3's videos. It was pretty much Final Fantasy XIV.
Yes!
Now, I don't know about you guys, I'm still an avid player of Final Fantasy XI, so I'm pretty much retarded over anything with Final Fantasy XIV. And the sad thing is, I got invited into the beta of Final Fantasy XIV. I guess, I don't know why exactly. I pretty much showed them my system specs. They knew I played the game for, like, sadly, 8 years. And they're like, hey, here's your beta key. I'm like, fantastic. All right, let's go ahead and play this. Okay, so we're only going to let you play the game 1 day a week, and it's only going to be for a 4-hour period. I'm like, okay, fine. What time's the period? It's conveniently when you have work. But hey, if you get out of work early, you may be able to play the game for 2 hours. Okay, fine. Whatever. It's a free game in a beta. So that has not updated at all. It's so broken. I have not been able to play it. And I just sit at the icon and pretty much weep.
About it for the past couple of months. Like, I want to play! I'm like, I know I want to play on your character.
I've had this beta pretty much for 2 months and I've not been able to log on because they can't get the update server to work. Okay, that's great. Anyway.
Ifrit is ripped.
So, but
Final Fantasy VII, they do a peer-to-peer system now.
yeah,
I did the beta too, and everything updated fine.
yeah, it's like when you first started, it has like this thing checking your version or whatever,
Yeah.
and it was like failed to update from server, and it automatically just closes every time. It is. It is.
Closing pool.
Renegade established. Excellent.
So, yeah, sure.
Alright, another game that's the I'm excited for. Triple Racing DS.
Yay!
Yay!
Brian, I love your wife. My savior.
Yay!
Alright.
Alright, so we're saying,
Everybody, this is Carrie. She's our late panelist.
everybody will know.
Ooh, E3.
Okay.
ironically, I mentioned Turbo Racing and Harry Contest. They're making Turbo Racing DS. I'm excited for that. For Turbo Racing was adorable. Made it
I want
tiny.
to play it so bad, and there better be a fucking beeping
Watch the
tricycle,
language.
and fat ass chocobo, or I will cry. I'm like,
Back to things that I care about.
tricycle
Moondiver? Moondiver?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Alright, so Moondiver's coming. What's it called? Sean, I have the American name already. Necromancer?
Necro.
Something odd. It's by a dude who made Strider.
Oh.
It's a four-player Strider X game for PSN and Xbox Live arcade. and I'm excited. It looks awesome. It's 2D sprites.
Four player.
Four player.
Or just hope for life.
All right.
And think BlazBlue-esque graphics with a like Strider's fighting system. You're now just in your pants. At least I did.
This is like Arcade Strider? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Arcade Strider. Yes.
I think we pretty much mentioned it, E3 pretty much in general, right? Unless we had something else to talk about. Did we hear anything about Dragon Quest?
No, Dragon Quest 9 comes out in a month.
Yeah, but they showed it there.
Yeah, the Nintendo showed it there. But again, it's like Dragon Quest or 3DS. It's like, oh geez, Dragon Quest. You know the problem with Dragon Quest is? I'm terrible. I am terrible at Dragon Quest. I try, like it's gonna be great.
You want to know the problem with Dragon Quest? Actually, it's exactly how America views soccer. Like you could find 100 people, and sadly only one person will probably care about it. It's not a bad series. I'm not saying that. It's just that if you ask people, hey, do you like Final Fantasy or do you like Dragon Quest? Some of them, unfortunately, will look at you and say, what is Dragon Quest? I worked at a GameStop where that has happened on numerous times.
What if you try Dragon Warrior?
No.
Battletoads.
Yeah.
Battletoads? Oh, yeah, Battletoads.
Oh, yeah.
But, no, I'm actually really excited for Dragon Quest 9. I reserved it. I mean, probably far a lot better than I did with 8. Because I was at GameStop at the time. We got like a box full of those games, and like 3 of them sold within a week. And it kind of sat there. We had a big, cardboard cutout. You're like, well, how's the Final Fantasy 12 demo? It's all right. Dragon Quest. I don't care about that. And I'm like, well, welcome to America. But
so, should we go ahead and?
Let's look at let's look at 13.
Yeah, let's. Pretty much the other thing about this with 13 Versus, and 14, it's pretty much using the same engine, the Crystal Tools engine, which is really great and probably explains why Final Fantasy XIV is really broken, because you're trying to essentially take the Final Fantasy XIII game engine, make it a lot more visually appealing, and then trying to make it all happen in real time. That's essentially it. Like the thing about Square-Enix, they usually 98% of the time make their own game engines for their games. Like, what was the only one that they used the Unreal Engine on? Like, that was Last Remnant. That's pretty much That's pretty much one of the few games I remember that they didn't use their own engine on it.
Last Remnant?
Yeah, they're doing that. Yeah, they're doing a Tron game, but that's Disney.
That's weird.
That's Disney. No, anyway. So let's talk about games that are actually working or being made to work, which we will start off with 13.
Yes. Final Fantasy 13. So I haven't beat the game yet. I'm about 50 hours into the game. I went after Barnabas and Orphan, and I got my shit pushed in real quick. I'm like, all right, round 1 goes Chris. Awesome. What's round 2? Wow, we need him. Why are you dead? Yes. All right. So like, okay, I got you. So yeah, I haven't beat the game yet. Show hands. Has anyone beat 13 yet? Woo! Oh, you guys suck.
I can't afford it.
Shame on you.
Well, I have a job.
Cool. You all beat the game. Give me your TV.
I don't mind the intro. I was like, it took me like, 5 hours since. Once you got the 5 hits, I picked up really well. I'm at the end of the game, dude.
Oh man. A gunslinger dude with a fro. What a terrible day this will be.
And a red sports car.
Oh, and a red sports car. Oh, funny story about that. We did the Square-Enix panel on New York Anime Fest. If any of you were there, and yeah, he happens to walk in. He was going to do it, but he ended up being busy with other engagements or whatever. And I'm like, hey Chris, what's up? We're all talking about Final Fantasy 13 with some of the things we